Caught between two jurisdictions, a St. Peter's woman battling cancer turns to the I-Team for help tonight.
For 3 years, she says water runoff from her neighbor's property has been destroying her backyard, but a county line separates her from that neighbor. And as she tells the I-Team's PJ Randhawa, that invisible line means no one is stepping in to help her.
It's the water feature Julie Couture never wanted.
It looks like a creek.
But she's certainly paying for it.
It's been a nightmare for the last 3.5 years.
Julie says she spent tens of thousands of dollars battling the rainwater runoff from her neighbor's property.
And it comes out at one spot and it's rushing water. And as it goes down the hill, when it gets to the bottom of the hill and starts flowing around my house.
You would think there'd be a county ordinance to deal with this, but Julie's home is in a complicated spot, as we found out last year when we first met her.
Julie lives here in St. Peter's, but just a few feet away on the other side of this fence, it's technically St. Charles County.
But there's one thing both St. Charles County and St. Peter's have in common. Both of them tell the I-Team this is not their problem.
St. Charles is telling me that this is a private matter, that it's a civil suit to take it to court.
Julie says it's more than that. When the water freezes, the situation becomes dangerous.
It turned into a 3-inch sheet of ice. I could not open my garage door. The street is a solid ice.
And it's not just dangerous for her, but she says anyone who uses the street in front of her home.
Once I got in the street, it was full of ice and my legs came out from underneath me and I was down. Somebody's gonna get really hurt.
After speaking with Julie's neighbor last year, we were optimistic things would get better.
I'm going to build a wall and just have it run naturally, just even flow instead of one source.
It's hard to tell if that actually happened, and that neighbor wasn't around to answer our new questions.
We're not the only ones trying to get a hold of this homeowner. We just knocked on the door and found this card from St. Charles County Code Enforcement.
Both the city of St. Peter's and St. Charles County are looking into Julie's complaint again, sending out inspectors, but making no promises.
It's moved a good 6 to 9 inches.
Julie's already prepared with Plan B, install expensive French drains and hope for the best.
A lot of his water, the way the grade is, comes to the corner of Julie's property. So there would have to be some grade changes.
Even if that works, Julie says she's ready to take her chance in court as well. She's had a tough year fighting cancer and finding no peace at home.
The stress is starting to take effect. I was in the hospital yesterday over it, and he told me you have to make the stress stop, and the stress isn't going away.
PJ Randhawa, 5 on your side.
The St. Charles County's Director of Community Development tells us they can't spend taxpayer funds to fix a water issue between two private citizens. They are investigating Connie's injury claim to determine if the icy roadside effect could be considered a public nuisance. This story came to 5 on your side as a news tip. Have something you want the I-Team to look into? Well, then please send an email to 5onyourside@ksdk.com or call 314-444-5231.